Instagram page. They'll be able to talk to you about it as well. But Turner is one of the guys that's been used in scams for, I would say, 10 years now. And I can promise you that you've never spoken to him. But I can also promise you that he's really, really used a lot. Hello, Mary. Hello, Cathy. I'm still, you know.
Oh, Ruth, you poor poppet.
I really do not want to get rid of this cold. It's just taken hold.
It's taken forever, hasn't it?
Yeah.
With you? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, Ruth, I've come back all refreshed, all happy. I've had an amazing time.
I've had a really good time. It's not that I'm jealous or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, it's good to do what you did, because not only was it a holiday, a vacation, it was meeting up with people you hadn't seen for a long time. That was to see.
It was 7 years that we had COVID, and that kept me away. But look, the wedding was beautiful, absolutely. Yeah. And Ruth fell in love with Cancun. I loved it.
Yeah, I've never heard that. It's wonderful. I'm sorry, I've been chatting with somebody, Robert Frank. No, well, Robert Frank, if you think about it, is two first names. You know, the Africans aren't really very good at what is the first name and what is the second name. They're not really very good at that. So they use names like Robert Frank, then they're not going to get them the wrong way around. I can promise you, 1,000% promise, you are not talking to Turner Andrews. You've got to get out of the scam that you are in. Turner's a lovely man. He lives in the United States with his wife. And you're not talking to him enough. You really, really are not. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking up today. Does anybody else have trouble with sound?
I just saw that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Better. Oh, good. Right. Good.
So now,
yeah.
Cathy, what you wanted to talk about tonight?
Okay. This is a very, very serious topic. Very serious. We take it pretty much. It's on the top of our list, and that is, look, since we've come on board, we've only been on board 3 months, and we've had an incredible response. Absolutely incredible. We've had quite a few people that we've helped out, which is wonderful, and it's growing, which is fantastic. But I do have a bit of an issue to raise, and that is few people that we have that have come to us who are desperate, and we've taken time with them. We've educated them, we've brought awareness to them, we've told them what to do, and we've settled them down, and they're so happy.
And then,
a few weeks later, they come back to us, and they've gone back to their scammers.
Now we find we find for various reasons. So you can have, sometimes they know that they're a scammer, but they miss them and they want to go back anyway. I can't get them, but never mind. Sometimes I want to confess, dear. I'm really starving in Nigeria. Oh, poor you. Let's chat. Hi, Justin. Sorry. And then you've got some who just go back to them, because you know the scammers. We've tried to explain to you before that you're not one-to-one with a scammer. You're with a room full of people. Hey, darling. You're with a room full of people. So what happens is, you know, when you phone and you want to cancel your phone contract and you have a retentions and they try to talk you into staying with them, well, that's exactly what scammers are. They have retentions team who will keep on at you. Oh, honey, I really miss you. You know how much I love you. and they will keep on at you until you come back to them.
Exactly. It's really, really hard, and it's very it's heartbreaking for us. We can't fix it, Ruth. They have to fix it themselves. We cannot lead a horse to water and make it drink.
No.
Be able to do it themselves.
And there's something, it's usually Sophie that says it, which is, you know, you can't watch the same movie twice and hope for a different ending.
Thank you, Larry.
It's not going to happen. We've told you what you're talking to. We've told you what you're talking to. So if you go back to it, what do you expect? How many times are you going to go to the airport?
What really amazes me is the amount of men that have come to us.
Yeah.
You know, and they're married men.
Yes, we get a lot of those.
Yeah, it's incredible. And you've got the whole family dynamic that are involved in a scam.
Great.
It is terribly sad.
Just come to our Instagram page or our Facebook page. We'll have Sandy on the Facebook page right now. So if you come to our Facebook page, messages is the little blue button up at the top, and talk to Sandy on there. Sorry. Just as they were going on.
I would say our victims here would probably be about 30% men, 70% women.
Yeah.
And a couple of them have been really, really, really tragic stories. Tragic stories where the children are so upset about the family scam. We that, you know, there's suicide. It's awful. It is just awful.
It is. Some people, you know, and do you know, I say this and I feel awful saying it, but I know everybody will know what I mean by, I'm not saying suicide is more acceptable, but you know, since we've had social media, you find out more about suicide because people talk about it. We know that it's a thing. So when, you know, I think up till a few years ago, I think I knew one person in my entire lifetime who had taken their own life. And now it is like a word that we know, and we know it happens. So it gets into people's heads, well, the only thing I can really do, you know, is take my life because I'm no good to them. I'm not, you know, and it's just, it's so sad. And you see, we've got to stress that your scammer is sat where he is with his men, and he don't give a damn. There is no emotion in what they are doing at all.
Exactly.
No emotion at all.
And Galen is right. We do so much. We cannot tell them. We can give them the support and tell them the exact right avenues to do. And you know what I'm like, Ruth, if I have an issue where I'm not 100% sure, I go straight to you. You know, and I always go to you. And
put Mary, that's all.
But yeah, my big issue today is, oh my gosh. Well, I've been in contact with you, Ruth, and I've had three since I've been home. I've had three come back to me with, you know, look, can you check this out? Can you check that out? And I've thought, I haven't said anything to them, and I've just answered their question, and I thought, right, this is getting out of hand, and something has to be done. If they're serious and they want to come to us for help, even going to you, you know.
I had a lady this morning, and because, as you know, I'm on our page until 10 o'clock. I had a lady this morning, and she was talking to two men. Now, she was a repeat offender, I have to say. But I talked to her, and I decided to be a bit of a... Now, I've told you this before, haven't I? I have told you about these strangers before. So, you know, please get rid of them. keep it only to family and friends. So I thought I'll keep it nice and light-hearted, you know. So we talked for ages, me and this woman. Oh, yes, I sent what he wants. I'm never going to send it again. And then I just said goodbye to her, and she said, before you go, can you check this one?
Oh, Lordy Lord.
So I said to her, I said, look, I said, and this one was an oil rig one. It wasn't even subtle. And I said, look, I said, I've just been talking to you and telling you they will all be fake. And it's like, ooh, sometimes you just want to take them and
I know.
And then you know, we had one tonight. In the end, I fell out with her, which was a relief. But we can only say so much. And the problem is, I think, Cathy, is the fact that we speak a lot of sense.
Yep.
And we don't call people honey. We don't call people babe. You're certainly not my queen. And oh yeah, well, in Scandinavia, I remember being in Sweden for the midsummer party. Just to be honest with you, when I was younger, we do talk sense, and it's frustrating. And Cathy's just finding out about talking to people in bulk, because it's all right when you start this, because almost everybody is a learning curve for you, and then you and then you realize how similar everything is.
I must before I go any further, I've got to announce I've got another member of our team, Alicia. I'd like to work with Alicia. Alicia is lovely, but she brought up some really, really good doc points last night. Because I was writing down what I was going to say and everything. And she said a lot of the people, the reason why they go back to scammers is feeling of happiness. You know, they've got the brain fog. They love the love bombing. They love the love bombing. And then you've got the hand where they cause stress, you know, depression. It's just so sad. And the promises of what these scammers can say, you know, they release the endorphins in the brain.
That's what I was going to say. Many people have said to me, just the before they've read the text, just the actual ping of the text coming in, and they know it's from him or her. That is enough to make them feel excited. Oh my God, I've got a text from him. So really, they don't really notice so much what's said. It's just the feeling, because you know they start off with you know, my dear, my honey, my queen, and it's just, you know, a pretty text, and it takes away all thought. Now that's fine. I can understand that, and we all want to be loved, for heaven's sake. But it's by text, right, Denise? It is by text. It is not having you know, it's not getting all done up and getting a bottle of wine for when he comes round. Not even a video call. It is a text. And the money is getting very easy for them.
You know, it's amazing. You know, I mean, these scammers, you know, as Alicia said to me last night, you know, they say, look, I'm going to come out and we'll buy a house together, buy you a new car, and I'll pay you back all your money. And it's just promise after promise after promise. But you've got to step away. You have to step away. You have to.
Sandy and I used to say hesitate for 48.
What was that?
Hesitate for 48.
Right.
Instead of just accepting, wait 48 hours and do some research. Can you imagine the difference the world would have if they did the amount of research at the beginning, as they do. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was talking to poor Edward yesterday,
Mm.
and Edward's been accused of being too good looking. That's why he's used in scams. It's his fault.
Talking about Edward, I actually spoke to him while I was in America. We had a video chat, and we talked about that. You know, and it's awful. It's just awful. But I wanted to also bring up with what I was talking about with the kid going back. I've had documents sent to me from victims saying, "Oh, Cathy, have a look at this. You know, he sent me his passport." And you and I, we all know here at SHU how to look at a passport. And I just tell them, no.
I think personally, if I was talking to somebody, the last thing I would think of would be to send them my passport. Because you just don't. You don't say, "Oh, I'm real, honey. By the way, here's my passport." You know. But and we get lots of them. We get lots of ID cards. The ID cards can be funny. Because they can be, sort of 5'1" and 315 pounds, things like because they have no idea. So we actually do, have a bit of a laugh with those. But it's not the sort of thing you would do. Again, I wouldn't send anybody my driver's license.
Oh no.
Or
as you said, a military ID. Yeah. You don't do that.
No.
You do not do that.
Cathy, when you and I first met, what was the first thing that you wanted from me?
The first thing I wanted.
A video chat.
Yes.
Now, don't you? That is the most obvious thing in the world. That if you were talking to a stranger, you wanted to know who you were talking to. You wanted to, because of what you've been through, always report to police. Some of them are good and some don't take it, but always have a go at reporting to police. Wouldn't you think that if you wanted to prove a stranger was real, you wouldn't have an ID, you wouldn't have a passport, you would have a video call. Now we'll go back to what they say about military. They can contact you. They can tell you on a secret mission. They can contact you. They can do anything. Oh, isn't that funny though? They can't think. Be more demanding. Think more of yourself and be more demanding. Because, as I say with Cathy, because of what she's been through, Cathy doesn't like to just talk. She likes to say, she's a bit clinical, is Cathy. She likes to see who she talks to. Gretel, can I say to you, right, you asked him 3 times to FaceTime. How long did you FaceTime? Was it a nice 10, 15 minutes? Was it a nice chatty? I mean, what did you talk about? The weather? What you'd had for dinner? No. You would have had a video played to you 3 times.
About 10 seconds long.
It will be a few seconds. And, oh, honey, bad reception. Oh, we can't hear each other. But you saw me, didn't you? You saw me move, so you know it's me.
I could see his or her lips move, but I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah. That is not a video call. This is a video call.
Yeah.
Saying something, and basically what they do, I've got a computer screen in front of me, so I can play a video on the computer screen. I put my phone like that, press video.
I know.
And you think you've seen him because you've seen him move on the screen, but that's why you can't actually talk to him. And do you know what the amount of times that works for them? People say about AI. They don't need AI. All they've got to do is tell you that, you saw me. It's all right. I verified one was lying by contacting the American Red Cross with the fake ID. If you got a stranger coming to you and he says anything, it's a scam. Why can't we get that piece of information out to everybody?
That's right. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. But unfortunately, they just, when you're in your scam, I mean, as I remember, when you're in a scam, it doesn't matter what you're told, nothing else matters.
Because
nothing
believes.
That's right. And even the bank managers, even the police service, you know, the police officers, it is hard to break it. They have such a hold on you. They have such a hold on you. With me, I had to, I had to do soul searching, a lot of soul searching.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of realisation.
Because at the end of the day, you're the only person who can get you out of it. You can have support from the entire world. It doesn't matter. You are we can tell you everything. We can be nice to you. We can be caring. We can tell you what is best to do. But there's only you can get out of it.
Something I haven't told you, Ruth, with my scam too. I don't think I ever told you this, but I actually spoke to a priest, and you know, I just needed that affiliation, and I think he's the one that I actually listened to. He's the one that got through to me, you know.
Because he told you to listen to yourself?
Yeah. Because, you know, I am a believer, and, you know, I do have faith, and I found turning to a priest, I just rang up my local presbytery and just asked to speak to one of the priests, and I sat down and I had an hour and a half with the priest, and it was wonderful. And that's what broke it.
When you think about it, that priest has no part in this. So he has nothing to gain from not telling you the truth. He has nothing to gain by telling you things that aren't right. He has nothing to gain, and he would not judge you. So the priest isn't it now. I'm thinking bland, but that's not what I mean. He's a person that's so divorced from this entire thing.
Exactly.
But he's a good person. And that's what you need.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm glad. I'm glad he got you out of it.
Because that's what you've got to talk to someone. If you can't talk to your family, look, even if you have to ring Lifeline, you know,
anybody.
Talk to anyone. You know, absolutely anyone. Go to ScamHaters.
Yeah, we spend hours doing it.
Go to Ruth.
We do spend hours doing it. I mean, you know, the thing is, we've got an advantage because we talk to lots of people. Now, the thing is, and Cathy's learning this, that they all say the same thing in the same way. Now, that's all right for us because we can hear the same thing day after day. You've only talked to this one person. So you believing everything he said. And I've said to people, oh, he's a widow. His wife died of car crash, cancer, or childbirth. Oh, well, yes, car crash. I mean, so we can anticipate that, which helps us a little bit because we can say, yes, it was a script. That's how we know it's a scam. And, but we can only go so far, Cathy. And we've got no reason. We have got no reason in the world to say to somebody, you are in a scam when you're not. Have you been accused yet of trying to break up somebody's relationship? You'll get it.
Mm, mm, mm. It's and you've got to remember too that you're not only, as you said, you're not only speaking to one person
No,
in that scam, you're speaking to several. You know that they
of
do.
course it needs backup because scams are quite complicated. You know, you have the bank things and you have the Bitcoin things and you have the other people and you have the commander so it's not something that one person can do. You might have a family member of him, so it's not something that one can do. They need other people to make this go and work.
What was that? May I ask if your scammer was gaslighting and ghosting you in an evil way, please? No. My scammer wasn't. It it was a very, very, very romantic scam in the beginning. And it got very, very involved, very personal. And then towards the end, it became very very life-threatening.
The things that he said to you, your scammer said to you, which I'm not going to repeat, but the things that he said to you were very targeted and he knew exactly what to say. And it was like, to me, in your scam, that they'd been making notes of how to blackmail you at the end. And the blackmail you on your feelings, blackmail on you what they know would you believe. Now, the thing is, may I please ask if your scammer was gaslighting and ghosting you in an evil way? I don't get these. I honestly, got to be truthful, I get romance scams because we all want to be romantic. Evil, arguing, threatening, swearing at you, getting angry at you. There's something that's on these blooming phones and it's called block. How can you allow anybody to be evil to you on a phone by text? You are in control of your own life.
Right.
And we get people who, oh, he said this and he said that. Would you have an abusive marriage? If you had an abusive marriage where your husband was not good to you, emotionally or physically, you would want to eventually, I know these are difficult, but you would want eventually to get out of that marriage. And you would tell people that you had an abusive marriage. You'll accept it by text.
And actually, that's something that my scammer asked me in the very beginning. You know, he said to me, are you married? You know, do you have children? And I said, yes, I have a daughter and I was married. I'm now widowed. And I realised I shouldn't have said that because that opened the gates.
Yes, of course. You ticked a box there. Oh, good. We've got one here. And you know, as I'm fond of saying about how I found out about scams was the fact that I put widowed on Facebook.
Exactly.
You know, all those years ago, and they said, you know, are you married? No, I'm a widow. And I realise now that you've ticked a box there. Oh, there's a tick. And so they tend to start the romance a little bit quicker if you're a widow. I find.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will let you know that Elon Musk decided not to marry me on Twitter.
Oh. Oh dear.
Twitter's worse than. Oh, I didn't know Twitter was so bad for scammers, but I tell you what, they're hilarious. I think they put the new starters on there because they need the funny.
I took myself off Twitter when I retired. I thought no more. No more.
Just there's a few things going on. You know, we're in the middle of an election. You can find out more on Twitter.
I know.
Our television is very biased and our news is very biased, so you can't really find out anything.
Our watches it with a lot of interest.
Yeah,
because as you,
my politics are very right wing.
Yeah,
and our television is very left wing. So it's so easy on Twitter, and they don't take reports. No, they don't at all. I keep sending them to Elon Musk, you know. But you know what? Elon Musk is listening. But you know, the thing is, and I go by this, and all of my ladies go by this as well, and I will swear on my life that this is true. I'm not talking dating apps, I'm talking social media. If you get somebody coming to you on social media, whether you are a woman and it is a man, or whether you are a man and it is a woman, if you get somebody friendly coming to you, it will be a scammer.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
And then everybody switches off at the end of that sentence because nobody wants it to be true. And just think, if people just had a look and think, oh God, it's one of those scammers, and just got rid of it before they got into anything. Just think of the difference that having that sort of awareness out there to everybody would make. But it's not.
And do you hear some sad stories too?
Yeah.
You know, I've just heard some incredibly sad stories since I've started this. I won't go into great detail, but I've had one where the support that a spouse has had for the other one while they're going through the scam.
Sorry, I'll come back to you when Cathy's finished.
Yeah. The support where a spouse has had for the other spouse during a scam was just, it really broke my heart. It really, really broke my heart.
You do get very involved, and it's very difficult not to. Especially when you're dealing with the family as well as the victim. And you know, I mean, I was dealing with a man in the north of England, and and he actually, I got quite fond of him because he was rude. I got him out of his scam, and I got quite fond of him, and I got quite fond of his wife, and me and his daughter used to chat for ages and have a bit of a laugh about it, and everything was fine. Now, this man had been married for 40 years, but he was going to run off with his American model. So got him out of that one. And then about 8 weeks later, he met somebody else online and started all over again. So we had a telephone call that I definitely couldn't put out on air because I told him what I thought of him. I said, I got nothing nice to say to you.
Yeah. And
then I went back and told his wife and daughter what I'd said because I didn't want him, you know.
Good.
I'm from Florida, so move was easy. We broke up last year of 2 years of dating. Yeah, but 2 years of dating, are we talking about an online relationship here? Or were you actually dating somebody physically where you are? Because there's a big difference in that. But I think, Cathy, I know if I talk to you in a year's time, you will agree with me that you've got to get a little bit hard.
I'm learning very quickly.
And it's very hard to do.
I am learning very, very quickly. And I'm, how can I say this and not sounding awful, but I am beginning to have a bit of a leathery exterior.
Yeah, you have to. We can't take it all on. And
no.
You know, we've done it in the past. Sandy will tell you about, you know, the family that they that she was dealing with and spoke to, and then they had to, you know, phone her up and say, well, you know, mum took her own life and things like that. But you can't. Yes, we met. No, if you've got somebody who you know in real life and you have met physically,
yeah,
you have recourse to go to. You have recourse to, and don't care what they beg you for money for. Don't care at all. Once there's money there, get out. I feel awful for the real person, Pierre Bennett. He's a lovely lad. I'm very fond of Pierre. He's very gentle and he's very quiet, and he's very opposite
Mm.
to the way they bring him over in the scam. He just happens to be a good-looking man, and you know.
You know, that's really unfortunate too, because a lot of the victims, you know, they see the gorgeous looking, you know, guy or the beautiful looking woman, and that's all they see.
It is.
That's all they
Oh,
see.
you're constantly getting, you know, the Yahoo boys will say between themselves, make sure you send at least one picture every day. So that you are reinforcing, whoa, look at this good-looking man that you've got. Look at this beautiful woman. So that you are reinforcing that every day. Send them a picture every day.
That's right.
I'm dying.
I'm sorry. One thing I did want to also bring up too, and that is, and I understand this to a certain extent, and that is when people cry out for help and we do contact them and then they pull it away.
Excuse me, can I just say something? Well, there's a stranger that's turned up out of nowhere. He knows exactly who I mean. You promised me a lot. You did. Villain incognito. That's Robert. He was my first. Robert and I go way back, and we hey yes, Robert and I were scammed together. Well, no, Robert and I tackled a scammer together. So he didn't like Robert. But yeah, I was sorry with that one time. It was brilliant. I miss you too, and I told you that, Robert. Robert, I said to you, I miss you, and I'm very pleased with what you do, because you know, you're doing really well. I'm so proud of you. You're lovely. But I do want to live chat with you, dear. Yeah, I will. I've seen your adventures. He's 3 now, isn't it? And your missus is lovely. He's got a beautiful wife, got a beautiful little boy. He's got the girls as well. And he's out of the military, and he's selling houses. So
Excellent.
Yeah. So I will come to you, and I will not say. I was nice last time I asked you, because you said yes, we will, and then nothing else. So this time I'm going to just keep on at you until I get you a date.
I don't know you, but she will.
He knows well.
That's our Ruth.
I'll tell you about Rob later. But yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's all right. People that, you know, that not necessarily me, but come to you, come to me, go to others.
I'll forgive you.
And they don't follow through, which is really, really sad. We can only do so much.
We can, and you know, people say to us as well, I wish I'd known you right at the start. And I always say, you know, I wish I could be sat on everybody's shoulder so that we can say, hey, don't start this. But we're not. But you're all out.
Oh, I got an email the other day, and it was just a heading, big heading.
Yes,
help me.
Yes, they put it in the subject.
The subject line.
Or anything else.
Help me.
Yeah. So it's really, really difficult for outside. We can only learn as we go. Sometimes people will come to you and they won't be very nice. They won't like what you do, and they won't like what you say. You can't help everybody. You really can't be nice to all the people all the time. So we just have to do, as far as I look at it, Cathy, we do our best.
Oh, yes, that's right. You know, and I mean, look, and as we said, we're not professionals, but we've got the experience. We've got the
experience. We've got the willingness, and we've got the care. Now, I know we're not. I've not got PhD in listening, you know.
No.
But after doing this for all these years, I'm quite experienced in it. And Cathy's getting very quickly, I can tell you. So this is a bad world. Scammers are very predictable. Well, but Misty, we know, you know, we know what they're doing. If only we could get through to other people, because some get so deep in denial that they don't want to know the truth.
I was there. I know what that's like. I know what it's like. Yeah. Exactly.
So you know, you can say whatever you can say everything that we do. I mean, you know, Rob, they contact him. And I mean, to be honest, the contact now is just awful. It is just 10 times worse than it used to be for, you know, like the main guy. That woman said about Pierre Bonilla. Pierre had somebody turn up at his door.
That's right.
That's the one who turned up, and he sent us the picture of the car and the number and everything. Anne-Marie. You know, Edward had somebody turn up at his grandma's. Well, it'd be good if they turned up at mine, because they wouldn't like what I had to say. But
I want to tell you something funny, actually, when you say turning up at the door, because, you know, as I told you, I had this security system fitted.
Yeah.
And there was one day when I was over in the States, and with my security system, I can access it on my mobile or cell phone, what you call them over there.
We can only try.
Yeah. And I can see them. Anyway, somebody came to the door and they press a button, and our security system says, you know, please wait calling. And then I come on the line and I see the person standing there, and it was a friend of mine actually, and I said, I'm sorry, but I forgot to tell her. I said, I'm sorry, but I'm actually in America at the moment.
There's technology for you, isn't it? You could tell your friends on your doorstep in Australia that you were at America.
So nobody would get into my place at all.
No. I'm fine. I'm on the second floor, and nobody gets up here. It's climb up on the outside. But we also have to pick apart, and this is a difficult thing to do. We also have to pick apart. Well, he's saying this to you, and I'm going to use you as an example here. I said to you, he's saying this to you, but doesn't mean it.
Yeah.
I know that your person threatening you was sat in Nigeria or West Africa, and was just saying things to make you worried. Now, the thing is that you're getting this on your phone time after time, time after time after time. And I'm saying, oh, don't worry about it. It's not real. And so the two positions there, I do say it a bit nicer than that, I have to say. The two positions there are completely different. Here's this mad woman saying, ignore them, it's a kid, you know, block them. And here's the person coming to you saying, they're going to come and get you. And we get it a lot. Oh, they threaten my family, they threaten my house. They know where I live, so they threaten to come around. We get it a lot.
Yeah.
But they are saying that direct to you, and you're reading all of it. And it's mad woman saying, oh, don't worry about them. They are not there where you are. They're across the world. They're not coming. And I say to people all the time, I can promise you completely and utterly, there is nobody coming for you. And it's really difficult. And I can sense the pull of the victim. Who do
that is awful, because I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard. And I absolutely know that there is no danger. But you've got that danger coming too. Do you know the one time I ever knew where somebody went to somebody's house? I had a man who was quite a wealthy man, and he had a girlfriend in Ghana, and she was going to come to America, and she always wanted this big truck. Can't remember what it was because I'm no good. And she always wanted this big truck. So this man went out and he bought her this big truck. Then he parked it outside his house and he took a picture of it. And he said, "This is the truck. I bought it for you for when you arrive." 2 or 3 days later, a rather large African gentleman came to the house and said, "Oh, we just want to say that it's all right. Can I go out in it?" So the man gave him, "I'm a friend of so-and-so." So the man gave him the keys. He was never seen again.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the only one that I've ever known anybody physically turn up at the house, and that was to steal the truck. But they are good at making you scared. And this is why, this is at the point you've got to get your big girl pants on and start to fight back. And the best fight back is blocking them. The best fight back is silence. Silence is your superpower because they don't like it.
As we say, silence is golden.
Silence is out. Really.
Silence is golden, by all means.
Yes, they've got it back again.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll try anything. They will try anything. And you hear these things where the scammers will send flowers to the house. And
teddy bears and pizzas.
Yeah. You know.
But there again, you see, it's going to cost them a few dollars, but they've got your address. So that's worth a few dollars. And by you saying, "Oh, thanks for the beautiful flowers," you have confirmed to them that you have given them an address. You say you're using a different name every time. If you've got, let's take Rob that's just been on, or Pierre Vanilla. There's not one scammer that uses him. There are hundreds of scammers use the same pictures. So one can be Robert Frank, the other one can be Roland Fred, the other one can be James Hutchinson, whatever, you know. Well, yeah, but you see, they get. We'll go into this another day, but it's easy to get money mules. It's easy to get people who will accept things on their behalf. So, you know, it's, oh, honey, I've got something coming. Can I get it sent to your address? And then can you send it on for me? We get a lot of that. But you've confirmed your address because you got flowers.
That's exactly right. Oh yeah. And it's they will try anything and everything. And you've got to be. All I can say is, please, if you're involved in it and you want to get out of it, come to ScamHaters United.
If you want to talk to us every day, to us every day. We can't say to you, "Oh, that's a scam, get out of it." Oh, all right then. It doesn't work like that.
No.
You might think one thing one day, and you might want to talk about it again the next day because you might need some, reinforcement that this is what's happening and what you said yesterday was real. If you've got to come back, that's fine. Life's not easy and life's not instant.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
And
it's
me and Cathy are sat there waiting to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. It's
but it's what we do.
Oh, I forgot to tell you too. Gayleen, I'm not going over to Gayleen. Gayleen's coming over to me.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's coming. She's already booked a flight, and she's coming over in February, and she'll be over here for a month. So I said to her,
warned the local council.
Sorry?
Have you warned the local council?
Anyway, and I said to her, right, I said, when you come over, we might do another video chat with Ruth, and I might get you to do it.
I can you know, when I went to Pam's, when I went to Pam's in Florida, joined live from Pam's. We did it the same one. It was really funny. But yeah, Gayleen is shy of coming on video. We'll get her that.
She's shy with me.
Not well, public video, shall we? But, yeah. So look, what we want to do, as you know, because everything has been upside down here for the last few months, because yeah, that's who we're talking about, that blue one down there. My son's finally moved. He's finally gone, and he's happy, and he's in his new apartment, and they're having a wonderful time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to arrange when he goes, which I'm sure you do with Ali, to get post and to get addresses and things like that. So there's been, and I've just felt so awful. I really have. And I've slept a lot. I've never slept all day with anything before. But I have with this. Just can't. It just won't go.
You have been very, very sick.
Yeah. And you know, I had COVID a couple of years ago. And whilst COVID wasn't very nice, it wasn't very bad. This is 100 times worse than COVID, believe you me. But yet they just say it's a virus. I mean, I've drank more fruit juice, just fruit squash. I just gallons of it every day, because that's the only thing that helps. Just drinking cold drinks. I know what to do, but you know, by next week, I keep hoping I'll be all right. So I will say good night and a big thank you to Cathy.
My pleasure, Ruth. I absolutely love our chats. One thing I did want to say very, very quickly is with ScamHaters United Australia and New Zealand, and I explain this to our victims that come to us. I offer them a video chat.
She's tried.
No, I do offer them a video chat, and the reason for that being, as you know, with me, I have this thing where if I speak to someone, I have to physically see them. It's just wired to my brain now, and no problems at all. No problems at all with them, which is great. Because
most people haven't a problem, and also, thank you, Sean. There is trust on both sides when you do it that way.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. And you can say whatever you want to say. Nothing shocks us. I mean, you can even vent at us, you know, because it's really, really good to get it off your chest. Very good to get it off your chest. You know, so talking.
You know, I find people will say things like, yes, but what if this happens? You know, what if he sent you this? What if we've had this 10-second call? But, you know, has he sent you that? And I think sometimes if they can see your response to it, because I can say, well, yeah, that happens often. But there is a difference saying that happens often on video than either by text or by call. You can see what people mean on a video chat.
Exactly. You know, because I'm very much into body language and just the expressions on their face, you know, the way their eyes are moving, you know, if they're moving up side to side, because I'm very, very much an eye focused person. If they're fidgety, so yeah, it's always good to just have a video call.
I think they can I think they can see that we are real, because the scam never done this with them.
That's right. That's exactly right.
You know, and we will do this, and the scammer never has. We've got nothing to hide.
No, that's exactly right.
Gayleen, I'll tell you what, Gayleen, I'm really worried about this, because it's been about 5-6 weeks now that I've had this, and you know I can't face a gin and tonic. I think there's something very seriously wrong with me. I can't face a gin and tonic. What sort of virus puts you off gin and tonic? you know.
I've got to show you my little boy. He is snoring. Hang on a tick. You see? Yeah. Hang on a minute. You might be able to see him. Hang on a minute. Where is he? Oh. This is Henry.
Oh, look at that.
Look at him.
Bless him. Well, that's comfortable. What happens with Pinder is when I have a stand here and I put my iPad on the stand, and so I'm talking into the iPad, and Pinder has a mirror with a perch on the mirror. Whenever I'm talking into the iPad, and you hear Pinder in the back, Pinder is talking into the mirror.
Oh.
So he's actually doing what I do. He can be anywhere. And if I do this, he'll go onto that mirror and he'll sit there and he'll look into it and he'll talk. And he is doing what I do. Either he thinks I'm gone mad and I'm talking to myself or a box, I don't know. But that's why you always hear him in
And also, not only that, Pinder also sleeps with his little bell on his head.
Oh, he does. He
Yeah.
does. This
Yeah.
comfort position. He's got a belly, two bells. He's got a pink bell and a blue bell. And he gets on his perch and he flicks the bell. And as it's coming back, he puts his head up.
Oh.
So the bell lands on his head. And that's
gorgeous. He's gorgeous. Well, my sweet Ruth, thank you very much. You get yourself to bed and I'll start my day.
Yeah, I will. I will be posting us on YouTube and Facebook in the morning.
Okay,
because
that's fine.
It takes quite a while, and I don't think I can manage to actually say thanks for what you're doing. Hi, Larry. It seems sadly most folks don't find out about these scams until they or a family member becomes a victim. And you know, Larry, this is something that we work very hard on because we do put out so much information. And yet, and you're going to agree with me because you've just said it, they'll jump into the scam, and then as something really awful happens, you start to then they will look for you. And I just wish people would have, you know, I always say you wouldn't let a stranger in your front door. If you went to your front door and they said, hello, beautiful, I'd like to get to know you better, you would run. That comes in on your phone and they think, oh, he's nice. And, you know, so, you know, Larry, I just would like to change the world. I really would. Yeah. I would like them to just get silence and then not need to for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, all right. You get to bed.
I will. I'm sorry, people. I know I look a wreck and I know I sound a wreck. But if I can just tell you, I also feel a wreck. So, you know, I will be better.
You will. Okay, my sweet, my dear lady.
Thank you, ladies, and thank you, Larry and gentlemen. And it was lovely to see Robert. And I will talk to you another day about Robert because we've got a great story.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Okay.
We'll talk to you as well one day. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thanks, Ruth.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Good night.